Alright guys, KZ Guy 2 here, No Nonsense No How. Real quick on this 2008 Acura TL with a 3.2 liter V6. Just wanted to show you a pretty common problem with these is knocking noise. I'm gonna go ahead and start this up so you can hear it. Pretty loud, right? If you bring the RPM up, it actually goes away. But if you come over here, you can see it's actually bad tensioner back here. See that fluttering back and forth? So, you see that belt? I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want this thing to jump time, but essentially, a lot of people condemn these engines because they think it's a rod knock or something like that, and you can tell it's not a rod knock because of the frequency of it. You know, that would be more like 2,000 RPM sounding, causing a rod knock like that. But an easy way to identify if this is your noise is you come down on the bottom, and on the back side of this tensioner, if you can see, sorry about the camera angle here, but this cylinder coming off the back, this is a hydraulic tensioner, and what happens is you know, the valves go bad inside or they leak out the oil and then they no longer hold tension. See, if I put my finger on here, you can actually push this back with your finger. It's pretty hot down there right now, but easy way to find out is grab a stethoscope like this. These things cost like 10 bucks at Walmart, you know, actually probably Walmart has them too, or Sears, or anywhere else, even Harbor Freight. Get one of those up on the bottom, on the back side of the hydraulic belt tensioner, on that cylinder I was talking about on the back of it, and put that on there, and if you hear that thing loud as all hell on there, then that's your problem. And here's what this tensioner looks like. 2 bolts holding on, 10 millimeter. And you can see this one's all oily and leaking. And this is where I was talking about putting the stethoscope on the back side of this. And if that's the loudest noise you hear, you know, area you hear that noise, then it's definitely the tensioner. And you can see the noise it's making. It rides on the back of this pulley, which actually swings back and forth. Rides on the back right here, and you can see it's been hammering on there. So what happens is the metallic noise you hear is right in between here. You hear that knocking noise. So, and not going into too much detail here, but if you do have this knocking noise, you're going to want to get yourself a timing belt kit. Dayco makes a pretty good kit. The belt's made in USA. I've been using these components for years, never had a problem. These GMB water pumps, pretty decent. Never had a problem with them again. So obviously new tensioner, your idler bearing, and your tensioner pulley here. Got some instructions. And then also, I would recommend replacing the crank seal at least, if not the cam seals as well. On this one, the cam seals aren't leaking. You know, so I'm going to do the crank seal because there was some oil down here. It could have been from the tensioner only, but I'm not sure because, you know, that was leaking oil out. But definitely going to put one on. One thing to note here too is, depending on how many miles your car has, you know, that's really going to depend on which components you should actually replace. You might not need a water pump. If you only got 50K on there, 30K even, and this happened, then you don't need a water pump. So, you know, keep that factory one in there. I'll put a link in the description though, in case you guys want to buy that Dayco kit. I don't suggest going on eBay and buying the cheapest kit you can find. I have seen problems with those, and if, you know, that belt fails, breaks, you know, bad news. So you could destroy a pretty expensive engine. So luckily this thing didn't jump time, and we're going to go ahead and put a new tensioner and timing belt kit in this. If you need a video on how to do that, I'm sure there's a ton of them out there, so I'm not going to do that right now, but just wanted to show you guys what's making a noise. If you have that knocking noise in your 3.2 liter or even 3.5 liters, I've seen it, that's what you're looking at. So thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if it helped, and thanks guys.